Hey guys, what's up? Want to show you a few sharpening tips tonight. Some of this may be basic knowledge, and some may help, somebody or maybe a few people, hopefully. Um, yeah, this should work with any system. I'm just gonna kind of go over. I think a lot of people complicate sharpening and maybe make it more than what it really is. Just basically, obviously, you just shave steel off the side until you get the sharp point again. If your edge is like this, you're just removing steel to get that point back again. Now there's all different tricks and stuff you can do. You can put micro bevels on there and whatnot to strengthen your edge and different stuff like that. But the actual act of sharpening can be done with sandpaper, with high-end stones, can be done with clamped machines, can be done with a bunch of different things. Bench grinders, not recommended, but you could do all that. Of course, the paper wheels, and I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of other systems. Murray Carter can get, a razor edge pretty much off of a leather belt and concrete block. And I would say that most people can once they totally understand what they're doing. The tools to get to a sharp edge does not have to be nothing great. For me, I highly suggest. I know I've pounded this in so many of my videos, but I really believe it. The Spyderco Ultrafine 306 stone, even the Ultrafine regular size bench stone from Spyderco would be a nice alternative, maybe a little bit cheaper. Some people do the ultrafine rods, and again, the equipment doesn't matter so much. It's going to be your compound, the ceramic compound ultrafine. I just really like the ultrafine finish on my edges. They're polished, but I wouldn't say they're a complete mirror when they come off of this. But I find that they still have a lot of bite, but they're also, they behave like a nice polished edge. When I used to have an Edge Pro before I traded it off, I used to go up to like the 7,000 tapes and all that. And I found that this keeps a little bit of that toothy bite, but still, it's acts like a mirror polish in a lot of ways. So, anyways, I like the 306 stone. It's just a rambling way to say that. I better stop that before I stab myself again. Which, by the way, is pretty much healed itself in a few days. Just a little stab wound. Did super glue it, the day after and held it together for about a day, but whatever, it peeled off. It's good to go. All right, so one of the first tips that I'll just jump right into. If you guys watch my videos, you may have seen me do the nail test, and you may know what the nail test is. To me, a knife is adequately sharp for EDC if I can do this test all the way down the edge. And what I'm doing is zero pressure on the knife, but knife weight only. You should be able to move this edge around without it, I can't even make it do it, without it sliding off your thumbnail. Now another way to do that so you don't dig up your thumbnail, if you care about that, would just be to take a big pen. And if it slides around with knife weight only, it's probably not sharp enough for my standards for EDC. Which I might want to hit on that now. Is how sharp do you need a knife for EDC? I follow blade forums. Used to be a lot more than I do now. But there's an older gentleman on there named Jackknife. He's kind of real old school in his slip joints and stuff, and he just, he can't get over people sharpening their knives every day and, going so crazy as we do and just sharpening our blade away. It's just like, cut what you need to cut. If it doesn't cut what you need to cut anymore, then it's time to sharpen. I don't know. I don't agree with that, but I don't need a hair whittling edge, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys don't need hair whittling. You probably don't keep a hair whittling edge. I like my blade to be shaving sharp. If it's not, it's okay, but as soon as it fails this nail test for me, um, it's time to either strop it, or if it's really bad, then it's time to go to the ultra fine stone and then back to the strop. Um, so anyways, it's just lots of, I don't write any notes down or anything. I probably should so I can be more organized. But anyways, all going back to how sharp do you need it? I don't know. I like shaving sharp, but it doesn't have to be hair whittling sharp. Um, Here's a good way to find an angle of your edge, your actual edge. A lot of people use Sharpie. You just kind of trace it. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You trace it along your edge on both sides so that when you're sharpening, you can make sure you're getting to the very edge, what I would consider my micro bevel. If you're not getting that very edge, you're not really sharpening because you're not getting all the way to the edge. So the Sharpie trick works if you want to find what angle of attack you're looking at. Okay, I don't know if I can show this very well. See how this knife will slide up and down this big pen? Raise it up slowly like this, and when it catches that pen is about where your blade angle is. So that right there is my blade angle of my actual micro bevel. And you'll feel it. You can't really see it. The knife will just stop dead in its tracks if it's sharp enough. If it's passing this test right here where it's at a 90-degree angle here. So you'll be able to tell. And that works for your sharp maker too. You know exactly how much space you should have between the spine and the rod. If you know exactly where it bites your pen, right there, then you're good to go on your sharp maker, and you'll know you're getting to the very edge without even using your Sharpie. Again, a lot of other things come into play. A burr. Yeah, I don't raise a burr anymore, and I don't think most experienced sharpeners raise burrs because they're kind of a pain in the ass to get rid of, especially depending on if the steel's soft or not. And I don't know. I once you do it for a few years or even a few months or a few weeks, you'll know when you're there without forming a burr. So that's pretty much it. I just kind of really wanted to show the pen trick, to show your angle of attack. I probably could have made this about a 45-second video, Whatever. I guess I'll post it and maybe do a shortened version. There's the angle of attack. And don't, if you're new to sharpening, I highly suggest freehand because I like the slight convex edge that a freehand gives you. The motion, us being humans, we vary our degrees a little bit. So it's kind of a convex edge, which is a little bit stronger than a regular straight V edge. Well, yeah, it's a little bit stronger and it cuts a little bit better because it's kind of a smoother transition up to the grind. So yeah, clamp systems are nice. I recommend, if you're just looking for a user, I don't recommend spending the $300 on the Edge Pro. I've had the Edge Pro, I've had the Lansky, had even a few sharp makers. I don't have them anymore. I either gave them away or sold them or traded them. Freehand for me is the best. I understand that some people may get a little turned off or intimidated, or they just like their clamp system, and that's fine. It's just whatever your preferences are. There's no right or wrong. For me, if my knife can pass this test, then it's good enough for me for EDC. Usually that means it's shaving sharp. You see, I sharpen a lot of different knives. I have all my arm hair, all my leg hair and stuff like that. I don't shave hair. I don't cut newsprint. I don't, cut phone book paper, nothing like that. I don't know. It's not for me. Pen test is enough, and yeah, blade's pretty sharp. it can do that well sharp enough for me. Now I can do the show edges, you know, and that is fun, but for me a show edge and then just going out to use it to cut a cardboard box, you know, and destroy that hour worth of work you did is not really worth the trade-off for me. So anyways, um keep rearranging this stuff. Don't know what to do. Alright, well I'll just cut the video here, and hope you guys are having a good day. I will see you on the next one.